Hi, it's Lisa, and this video is about what 4 years of being vegan has taught me. So I'll just name 4 things, and I'm sure there's more, but I'll just name 4 for this video to keep it pretty brief. So the first thing that I've learnt probably within the first 2 years of being vegan is that raw is not law. When I first became vegan, I was into being high raw vegan, so lots of fruit, which is good, and I was watching Freely and Durian Riders videos, Megan Elizabeth, Fully Raw Christina. I was reading Frederick Partenoud's newsletters and even Roger Hasker. I also had read 80-10-10 by Doug Graham, and I was pretty much convinced that raw food is the best for our body, and especially for cleansing the body. That's what I thought. And in a way I still think that, but in practice I don't follow a fully raw diet. I eat raw till noon, so I have fruit for breakfast and then most likely a starch-based meal for lunch and dinner. And I might have fruit for lunch or I might have fruit for dinner, but it's more like 30% raw at the moment. And I do try to just eat whole foods rather than processed foods, and I keep it high carb and low fat. So that's what I'm doing in my diet now, and I find that a lot more sustainable than trying to be raw. And I'm not saying that it's bad to be raw, but I just think it's a lot easier to allow yourself to eat cooked food, because for me it fills me up more quickly and I feel satisfied if I eat cooked food. I think it's also a very healthy way to eat, as Dr. McDougall shows in his book The Starch Solution. I mean, a vegan diet doesn't have to be all raw, and I was so into being raw in my first year of being vegan that I bought an ebook for $97 from Roger Hasker about the savory veggie stews, and I only made one thing from it. To actually satisfy my hunger, I do need to have starch-based meals, and maybe in the future I might try to be raw again, but it's not really a huge concern for me at the moment. I think for me just eating fruit for breakfast is fine, and that tends to work well. So that's the first thing that I learnt. And the next thing that I learnt, number 2, is to always keep reading and learning. In my first year of being vegan, I was reading a lot of books and listening to a lot of audios. So I was learning a lot in the first year, because I think when you first become vegan, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. You do want to be looking things up, but I have still been looking at lots of websites by dietitians like Jeff Novick. I've been looking at newsletters by Dr. McDougall. I've been watching YouTube, and I've been watching the nutritionfacts.org videos. So I've still been educating myself, and I listen to podcasts, and I think that helps to keep you motivated and on track with your diet. The third thing that I learned is how to cook and how to shop. So before I was vegan, because I live with my parents, normally my mum would cook and then I would just eat whatever she cooked. But when I became vegan, I had to learn how to prepare my own meals a lot of the time, because like she's not vegan and then she has to prepare meals for the rest of the family. So I've learned to cook my own vegan meals, pretty simple meals, because I'm also really busy, but I have learned to do more than just instant noodles or toast and baked beans, and I keep it pretty simple, and that's the way that I cope with it. According to what I need for cooking, I've learnt to shop for those ingredients and I know how much to buy. It's not really anything that people can teach you, but you just have to do it yourself, and that's how you learn. And the good thing about learning how to cook and to shop for my own groceries is that I can now make recipes for the rest of the family. So I've made an Alfredo pasta before with a tofu-based sauce, and everyone liked it. And I've also cooked some tomato-based sauce pastas. I've learnt to cook my own noodles. I've learnt to look for vegan options when eating out. Also, when shopping at the supermarket, I discovered these vegan gyozas at Coles, and I think they're a pretty new addition. They're frozen, and you just you can add them to your soups for noodles, or you can just steam them and add them to whatever dish you're making. So being vegan has opened my eyes up to more vegan options, because that's what you're looking out for when you're shopping. And the fourth thing that I've learned is to lead by example when you're trying to convert people to be vegan. It's not always through telling people to just stop eating meat and to go vegan because you said so, or because it's not good for the environment, or it's cruel. It doesn't always work when you just tell people how bad it is to be eating meat. I think it's more effective if you just live it out yourself, and if people ask you questions, then you have the answers, because you've been learning and you've been reading since you became vegan. So you have the nutritional answers, or you at least know where to look for them, or where to point people to if you don't know the answer. So yeah, those are the 4 main things that I've learnt regarding veganism during my journey as a vegan. And maybe you'll learn these things sooner than I have, and maybe you would have learnt more than me, but I think I just wanted to share that, and hopefully that will help you, whether you've been vegan for a long time or whether you've been vegan for a short time. So thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye!